वरधारे यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारि
Hare
Prabhu ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jaya Mudire
Tato Jayamudire
Nashya Prayeshva Bhadreshu
Nashya Prayeshva Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Gopakumaraya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 4, Characteristic of Rishabhadeva, Shloka number 16. So this is a single line shloka in Gadya form. Yadyapi swavitam sakala
Yadyapi swaviditam sakala
dharmam brahmam guhyam
dharmam brahmam guhyam
brahmane darshitam margena
brahmane darshita margena
samadhibi
samadhi
rupayirjana
upayirjana
tama nushasa. Translation word to word. Yadyapi, although, swaviditam, known by him, sakala dharmam, which includes all different types of occupational duties, Brahmam, Vedic instructions, Guhyam, very confidential, Brahmanai, by the Brahmanas, Darshita Margena, by the path showed, Samadhibi, Samadama Titiksha, controlling the mind, controlling the senses, practicing the tolerance, and so on. Upayaihi, by the means. Janatam, the people in general. Anushasasa, he ruled over. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although Lord Rishabhdeva knew everything about confidential Vedic knowledge, which includes includes information about all types of occupational duties, he still maintained himself as a Kshatriya and followed the instructions of Brahmanas as they related to the mind, as they related to mind control, sense control, tolerance, and so forth. Thus, he ruled the people according to the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which enjoins that the Brahmanas instruct the Kshatriyas and Kshatriyas administer to the state through the Vaishyas and Shudras. Purport. Although Rishabhdeva knew all the Vedic instructions perfectly well, he nonetheless followed the instructions of Brahmanas in order to perfectly maintain the social order. The Brahmanas would give advice according to the Shastras and all other castes would follow. The word Brahma means perfect knowledge of all activities, and this knowledge is very confidentially described in Vedic literature. Men trained perfectly as Brahmanas would know all Vedic literatures, and benefit derived from this literature would be distributed to the general populace. The general populace should follow the perfect Brahman In this way, one can learn how to control the mind and senses and thus gradually advance to the spiritual perfection. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Vanamami Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhesya Kripa Sindhubhe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Shati Dejapari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Jatayam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Hare Krishna. So, the blessings of all the senior Vaishnavas and all the devotees sitting here. I'll try to explain the Bhagavatam topic here from the chapter of characteristic of Shri Rishabhadeva. Rishabhadeva is incarnation. Rishabhadeva is he's an incarnation and he's one of the important kings in this dynasty, and he's setting the right example how a king should behave and how a king should rule. Rishabhdev just now is being enthroned, and now he started ruling the world. Of course, he's going to be the king. The king has to have a proper guidance. The king is not generally king is a independent or maybe a supreme decision maker in the society, right? So whatever decisions he makes, there is no question why. Whatever king makes is a law, and king should be above the law. Generally, whatever decisions make, whatever actions king takes, it doesn't comes under the purview of the law. जो भी उसने घोटाले किए सारे इसके बाहर चले जाते हैं. That is not executed as per the law, because whatever he makes, whatever he speaks, whatever he does, it becomes a law. So, in this situation, it's very easy that the kings get corrupted. Like yesterday, Prabhuji was telling, the absolute power corrupts the personality, corrupts the mind. So when there is absolute power, there is no control over that. It's very easy for a king to get distracted. So in this way, there are so many examples in the history also that kings are doing so many evil activities, and not even evil, which is completely immoral activity also they were doing. So in this way, to protect the king, there will be a ministries for him. There were ministers who will be guiding him. And generally, it is the king, when there is a matter of decision making, king has to take the guidance of his ministers. the king, even though he is a Kshatriya, has to be under the guidance of Brahmanas. Brahmana is the one who are above the Kshatriyas generally. Even though Kshatriya is the king and all this, he has to follow Brahmana's instructions. So here Rishabdeva is putting forward that etiquette, that hierarchy in the society. So Kshatriya, even though they're the ruler of the society, they should be following the Brahmanas. Brahmanas, of course, Kshatriya has to be well equipped with the knowledge of Vedas, well equipped with the knowledge of how to rule the country and all these things. But while doing this, generally Kshatriyas are generally to be said to be into a mode of passion most of the time. They are very, very passionate because they are administrator. To implement and to manage something, person has to be in a passionate mode. In this way, these people, so many times they need, they can't sit in one place and think about what's right, what's wrong, and in Shastric injunctions. To keep the Shastric injunctions clearly in front of Kshatriyas when they are making decisions, they need a higher guidance. The people who are in mode of goodness, they are Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the one who are always engaged into a Shastric. Brahmana is the one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. So actually, Brahmanas are the one who are always looking after they are deep into study of Vedas, Shastras, and in this way, these Brahmanas are the job of the Brahmanas is to put the right understanding of Vedic scriptures in front of the Kshatriyas or in the society. In terms of as per Brahmanas mentioned, whatever Brahmanas conclude, they just bring the Shastras in the practical. They bring from the practicality of the Shastras. Of course, Shastras are many times the Shastra text talks about only principles. They are just talking about principles. What are the principles has to be? What are the simple principles how man should live? But the practicality of it and how to implement this, that Brahmanas will do. For example, it is mentioned that in Shastras it is mentioned that brahmacharis should be wearing valkalas. They should be. Valkala means, what is valkala?
Tree bark.
Tree bark. Tree bark pehna. They should be wearing valkalas always. So what is this made of? Cotton, right? Somebody has a jute also. All those cotton. So jute is very soft and where's the comparison between valkala and jute? So they are not following proper brahmacharya. Brahmachari is wearing valkala. So how to understand that brahmachari should be wearing valkala? So they need this to be make understand us what is the Shastra mentioned that brahmachari should be wearing valkala. How to implement that in our lives? Now if we have to have wearing valkala in our cupboard, will become big pigs. Where to store all these things? So to make us understand, we have to understand the principle behind this instruction, behind valkala and so on. So it's simple that brahmachari should be wearing valkala. That means he should live a simple life. He should have less possessions. He should not have anything which is flashy. People wearing colorful clothes. Why people will wear colorful clothes? To attract people, attract opposite sex most of the time. So, and to show off that I am so beautiful. And a brahmachari should have either jata or shikha. Jata होने से शिखा होना चाहिए. Why should we have jata and shikha? Then question comes. Then it is mentioned that they should not pose themselves as beautiful. That's why they have to remove their hairs, or maybe they have to have even they want to have hair, they should be matted, like ganda dikhna chahiye. So not any woman should attracted to a person. So this is the principle behind it. They should not show off their beauty. They should stay simple there. So to make it understand, we need a person who is understanding the principles behind all those Vedic instructions. Otherwise, if you start wearing Valkala, it will be difficult now. And otherwise, on the brahmacharya आश्रम खाली हो जाएगा. अरे Valkali कैसे पहनेंगे हम? And people will not get attracted. So to have the principle behind that.
There are no trees also.
पेड़ भी नहीं मिल रहा है Valkala के लिए. So yeah, so this is this is a simple instruction, but yeah, to make people understand how to live life, there's a class which is required, which is called Brahmanas. We will be studying Shastra and putting forward the practicality of it. And after understanding the practicality of this Vedic instructions, there's another class required, which is called as a Kshatriya, which makes everybody follow their Varna properly in Varnashrama. In Varnashrama, Kshatriya's job is to make sure, the king's job is to make sure that everybody is following their particular Varna as per their, Guna Karma Vibhaga, as per their psychophysical nature. Brahmana's job is to identify what is the person's psychophysical nature and which Varna he comes. That is the job of a Brahmanas or the Gurukulas. And then after some person comes out of the Gurukula, Kshatriyas or king's duty is to engage him in the proper propensity. If somebody is a jobless, बेरोजगार है, आज भी बोलते हैं ना बेरोजगारी तो मोदी जिम्मेदार है. So it is a fact actually. If somebody is a jobless, it is the responsibility of the king to engage him in the proper propensity. Of course, it doesn't mean that king should be taking care of people's roti roti and all these things. Of course, it is persons their own efforts they have to put into, but he is engaged into proper varna. That is the job of a king. And somebody is not skipping his job. मतलब अगर कोई ब्राह्मण है तो वो क्षत्रिय है, फिर क्षत्रिय है तो फिर वो शूद्र का काम कर रहा है. All these things he has to be taking care. कि भाई हाँ, he is a shudra but he is talking like a brahmana. He has to take care. You are a shudra, you have to work like a shudra. Or you have to vaishya, you have to work like a shudra. Don't do anybody's job. So dharma nidhanam shreya paradharma vayava. So that he has to make sure that people are not transgressing their varna. So that is the job of kshatriya. And then in this way, kshatriyas are the administrator, and they are under the proper guidance of brahmanas. So in this way, kshatriyas will not get they will not break their boundaries, and they will fall into proper position. The king has to be into that situation. And while the kshatriya has to have their ministry, and the kshatriya or king, they have their ministry. It is mentioned in the Shastra that king should include all kinds of people into their ministry. There is a proportion also. I forgot exactly where I read, but yeah, it is mentioned that kshatriya should have this much percentage of brahmana into the ministries, this much percentage of vaishya, and this much amount of shudra also in his ministry. So why this is like that? Because the way vaishya understands the money, nobody can understand that. To teach and to guide king in that particular aspect, he need to have those kind of people. And the way Shudra understand the artwork, the skill work, nobody understand that. To make him understand, Shudras are required. Even Shudras are required to ministry. Now, generally, Shudras, people say Shudras are the low caste and they are to be dominated only. That is not a case actually. In the previous ages, you can see, and not our previous ages, in today's age also, maximum society is populated with the Shudras. Shudras are the ones who are the skilled workers. They're like technical jobs and all these things. They're skilled workers, right? Skilled jobs. The artists, they are Shudras. What is called that? Even what is called as actors and actresses. This is the job of Shudra actually. Now of course everybody wants to become actor and actress. TikTok like everybody likes to become a Shudra nowadays. They want to show off their acting skills and singing skills in the reels and frames and all. So yeah, maximum society will be populated with Shudras. I mean, there is one more conception that the Shudras are the most poor and downtrodden people. No, that was not the case even previous ages also. Shudras were the rich. The people whose job is based on the skills and this one, they are the rich people also. So Shudras were rich also at that time. Only the poor person into history or the Puranas is the Brahmanas. Whenever you see the history, whenever you see the story, you will that there was a poor Brahmana in particular city. Brahmanas are meant to be poor. Of course, that's not like that. Brahmana doesn't understand money and they don't have a capability to manage the power and all these things. No, they are capable of everything. But they take this vrata of poverty. Poverty is a vrata for a Brahmana. Brahmanas are the one who are, of course, take example of Arya Chanakya, and he was expert into Arthashastra. The money, he was better knowing than any other Vakshas also. He was teaching, and he was best into Rajniti Shastra. What is that? The politics, the diplomacy, Chanakya. So he was the best into that. So he can, if he can take the Brahmanas, if needed, they can take position of Kshatriya. If they needed, they take the position of Vaishya also. So this is, but actually, they are the one who are teaching all society, all these things. Even the Shudra type of activities also, Brahmanas are expert into that. Because this is what they are teaching into the Gurukulas. That a teacher, Brahmana is a teacher. So, Brahmana, if Brahmana thinks, of course today also we can see the Brahmanas are the best brains in the banking sector, dominated by Brahmanas. Who are born Brahmana category. But they work as a Shudras now then. So, Brahmanas, they take a vow of poverty. They by themselves, by their own will, they try to stay poor, simple. And why they do that? Just to focus themselves on the higher type of knowledge, higher knowledge. So they don't want to get entangled into the money matter, they don't want to entangle into the politics and all this. They want to keep themselves free, just to focus on higher knowledge, focus on higher higher purpose of the life. The purpose of the life is not getting entangled into all these kinds of money and all this, getting wealth and fame and name and all these things. But the purpose of the life is to get free from this bondage of birth and death. And there Brahmanas are focusing their personal lives. The person who can't focus on that, they take their positions into the different varnas. Okay, Sakshatkar ki baatein or the things of religion and all this, I don't understand. I just understand only the thing of passionate working and all these things. Okay, become Kshatriya. Okay, I love to have money and so much have wealth and all this. Okay, become Kshatriya. And I don't have much knowledge and understanding about anything else. Okay, become Shudra. Do some skilled jobs. So people have to take their own positions. And Brahmanas, they will direct the society, be into those positions, how to gradually develop themselves, how to gradually progress towards the Atma Sakshatkar, being into that type of propensities in the life. And slowly his job is to make sure that everybody progresses towards self-realization. This is the job of a Brahmana, to take everybody to self-realization and the path of moksha, and this is in one sense actually. So in this way, Brahmanas are the one, and this is the job of the position of a Brahmana. And they will be always consulting and they will be always guiding the Kshatriyas. Here one important point, quality of Rishabhdev is that even though he is a king, he was consulting in the matter of his duty by consulting towards Kshatriyas and other Brahmanas. So it's important thing is that whenever we are taking decision, you should be well consulted. Being independent and being independent minded is very dangerous. So many times we take a decision whimsically also. So whatever decision we are making in the life or maybe in our career also should be well consulted. Like a devotee, they always consult their guru. They always consult to their spiritual master. You know. Many times in the life we feel confused. What decision to take and what decision not to take. But in that time, if we don't have habit to consult back to our spiritual master or somebody, we may end up into taking a wrong decision in the pressure of time and pressure of so many things. So we may take a wrong decision. It's very important how to take a decision in the life. Whenever we feel confused in the life, we have to go back to the basics. Now in our spiritual life also, we feel so much confusion even while managing a center, managing so many different things in the life. Whenever we feel confused, we have to think, why I am doing all these things? What is the purpose of my what is my mission? When we keep our mission into our eyesight, we will not tend to do a wrong decision in the life. So always keep our goal into our eyesight. Whenever the goal from eyesight goes off, we always feel confused. What should I do? What should I do? Confused. Our prime goal is to preach Krishna consciousness. And whenever whatever decision that we are making in the life, decision we are making into our management, that also should be always tending towards how to make our Krishna consciousness movement grow. All our decisions should be based on it. How to make people more Krishna conscious. That kind of decisions we have to make, and how to make people more and more bring them more and more into Krishna. And whenever our decisions are surrounding on these principles, basic principles of our Krishna consciousness, then we will not make any mistakes. And of course, we have to always keep our seniors or our counselors or guides into confidence. Yes, I'm going to do this and this. Whether I have blessings of you or not. Whenever there is I have seen Akshatatu or maybe other senior devotees, whenever they take important decisions into in the management or these things, they will always go to the seniors and take the blessings of them. Whatever action, whatever decisions we are making in the life, if they have a blessings, whatever projects we are taking in our life, whatever, if we have a blessings of seniors, it becomes successful. If we don't consult them and if we do it for our own sake, without taking blessings of seniors, and we start doing it, it's even though it apparently it looks like preaching अच्छा से कर रहा है बंदा, whatever it is, but if we don't have blessings of it, it is just for our self gratification that we are doing it. I'm sitting in the class for the Bhagavatam class. अरे बोलिए मेरे को Bhagavatam class दीजिए, बोलिए मैं आता हूँ आपके Bhagavatam class में देते ही नहीं आप. But if I don't take blessings from Vaishnavas before sitting on the Vyasasana or maybe to do any preaching project even, that becomes failure, or maybe it doesn't serve the purpose. If I don't take blessings of senior Vaishnavas before taking any major decision in my life, and consulting is always should be done. And another thing is that we have to, while taking decision in the spiritual life also, we have to always think of what is the important goal in the life. Goals, we have just mentioned, goal has to be taken care of. You know, like we have the example in the Shastras, like, Brahmaji came and he got the most important job in the universe. What is the job of Brahmaji? To populate the universe. And when he was populating the universe, he needed some help. So he created children. Prajapati. He created, first he created who? Chatush Kumaras. And he said, okay, my children, please help me into this mission of populating the universe. And the Chatush Kumaras were very intelligent. He says, okay, if we get into that, we will get entangled. He says, no, we don't want to get into that. We want to get liberated. We just want to focus on the spiritual adhyatma and all these things. We just want to stay Brahmacharya. They just gave up their all these things and went off. Brahmaji becomes very angry. So, of course, Brahmaji had the purpose, had the goal Yes, I have to populate the universe. This is the important goal, which is the instruction of the Lord. भगवान का आज्ञा था उनको. But this is a prayers goal. Prayers means the short term goal. But a purpose why this why Krishna has told to populate this universe is what?
Ultimately bring back.
To bring everybody back to God, back to bring them back to Krishna. That is the real purpose of the world. Not simply populate the universe. We may do so much management here and there, or a bada center बनाएंगे और ऐसा opulence बनाएंगे सब चीज. But the purpose is to make people Krishna consciousness. We think of making a big centers and temples and forget to cultivate programs which are centered around Krishna consciousness. We forget that. सारे festivals ही करते रहेंगे and we forget to start education. We forget to we tend to give a more less importance to education, and in this way we lose the purpose behind it. So in this way we have to be always conscious what is our Shreyas goal and Prayas goal. And then Brahmaji became very angry because he lost the track of the Shreyas goal, and he became very angry, and in this anger Shivji came. And the decisions which we make into these kind of tendencies, which they are destructive. Shivji came and he started destroying everything. Brahmaji said, "Hey, beta, we have to populate the universe." He said, "Okay, populate the universe." Okay, he started expanding himself. He expanded himself with Adityas, 12 Rudras, and all these Rudras milke pura destruction karne lage. Brahmaji says, "Wait, don't do this right now. You have to take your own position and time." Then, of course, and then Shivji took his backstage position, and then of course Brahmaji in the mode of goodness, then he created Prajapatis and all these things, and other things happen in a proper way. So when we forget our Shreyas goal, and we just focus on the Prayas goal, and we lose the track, and whatever decisions we make as they become destructive, and whatever decisions we make, these consequences also will have adverse effect on our goal. So it's very important to keep our ultimate goal in our eyesight, and then only take proper decision. And yes, if we have a proper guidance of the Shastras, always consulting the Vedas and Shastras and scriptures, always keeping Prabhupada in the center and doing activities, keeping him in the center, then yes, definitely we will not lose the track of it. This is the art of decision making when we are into spiritual life. And this is Rishabdeva is giving a best example, giving a best example for that. Okay, that's all. Is there here for me? Any discussions you can have on this?
The question is, normally we were discussing Sudra also has more money in given place, Sudras. I was making from Srila Prabhupada that we should not give more money to Sudra, they will misuse it. How can it be understood?
Yeah, I didn't say that the Shudras should not have will not have of course Shudras on their own, with their own karmas, they can earn money by pleasing master and all these things. But the principle is that they should not be given, principally then they should not be given money. But by their own skills they can earn. But ultimately, when Shudras get more money, they will not be using it properly. That's the fact. So what Prabhupada mentions here, they should not be given money because they don't have ideas, they don't have proper conscience how to use that money in proper way. Just like, for example, in our temple, next to temple, there is a slums. In the slums, people they are the daily wages workers. How much they earn? Daily wages for anybody in construction department, they will know what is the wages for the highest skilled work, skilled labor. What wages they give in Bangalore? 800 rupees per day. And if he works 800 rupees per day, 30 days, how much he will earn?
24,000.
more than that sometimes. You know? So 21,000 per month he is getting and still staying in the slums. What does it mean? And if somebody works earns 21,000, he will stay in a nice good house. You know? We have not savings and all. But these people, even though they are working earning so much, they don't maintain that much. Of course, they will maintain, they will spend this money into a lavish lifestyle. We have example. In our temple also we have some people who are employed. They are also getting money. But maximum, एक ब्रह्मचारी के पास में सिंपल वाला फोन रहेगा, but he will have an iPhone with him. So यार तुम्हारा सैलरी कितना मिलता है? And all salary is wasting into that. You will not think of. As an example, this is the Shudra tendencies. So they are rich. Shudras are rich, but they don't know where to spend money. And they are rich, but they don't know where to spend money and they will waste. The intelligent person will put the money into a proper bank balance or maybe will keep it to a mutual, whatever it is. He will save for the future. But these people will spend. For time being, we are seeing them, they are rich, but it's not like that, they will stay like that. Yeah. True, Prabhuji. Some light.
प्रभु जी वो कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज के बारे में कुछ श्लोक में मेंशन किया था.
Okay. So Guhyam. So the statement. Can you read the statement? What is that? कौन सा statement है वो बताएंगे आप?
श्लोक नहीं जाना.
आपके पास पावर नहीं. अच्छा आगे देखिए. Although Sri Rishabhdeva know everything about confidential Vedic knowledge, which includes the information about all types of occupational duties, he still maintains himself as a Kshatriya and follow the instructions of Brahmanas as they related to mind control, sense control and tolerance and fourth. So Rishabhdeva, being incarnation, he knows all the purport of all the Shastras. Again, as well as Rishabhdeva was well educated person. And being a well educated person, he knows what is the essence of Shastras. But still he maintained himself at the position of Kshatriya. To set a right example to the society, yes, I should be taking guidance from the Brahmanas. Even though he was more educated or more intelligent than all the Brahmanas. But still, to give a right example, set a right example, he was consulting all the time from the Brahmanas. We have seen an example of Janak Maharaj and not Janak Maharaj. Dashrath Maharaj, Dashrath Maharaj had a very good ministry, and whenever he really time of decision making, he will consult his ministers. One time he got a dream that yes, he is going to die. He was almost 10,000 years old man, and then he said, okay, no, I should give up my kingdom and give it. I find my successor. He knew that Lord Ram is the best, he is to be successor and all these things, but still he called the ministry, Darbar Bulaya, and he started asking, he asked the question to the ministers, who should be my successor? In his heart he wanted Lord Ram and he knew that Lord Ram is the best king, but he consulted. So in this way, same way, Rishabhdeva also, he knew the confidentiality, the secret or the maybe heart of all the Vedas, Shastras, but still he kept Brahmanas. He kept Brahmanas as his guide.
I'll share some points. So, thank you, bro, for it was a nice class on decisions and Varnashrama and decision making. So I've written many points, I'll just share one or two. So this is a very important point. Absolute power corrupts the mind, so one should be under the guidance always. So this is especially applicable for the preachers at the top level. So we have to remain in the guidance, or we'll create some blunder. And also regarding guidance or decision making. So we should take decisions based on the guidance of superiors. So whenever we are confused, we should take guidance. And our decision should be for spreading Krishna consciousness, considering the Shreyas goal and not the Preyas goal. So very important points, I felt for myself, because whatever decisions we take, that will affect people down. So when we are taking decisions, especially if you're confused and not sure, taking guidance is very, very important. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. Some points which I have taken is Brahmanas are meant to guide the society by presenting the Shastras at the level of principle for practical implementation. We give a very nice example of the dress of a brahmachari as said in the scriptures. So, how that instruction has to be implemented according to time, place, and circumstance. Brahmanas are supposed to have that intelligence and present the principle and make sure that the Shastra is followed in principle. Srila Prabhupada also showed that he is a perfect Brahmana. Srila Prabhupada once told that because I have made this adjustment that men and women are together practicing Hare Krishna, that's why this movement has become successful. And then the disciple asked him that how to understand when to make an exception and when to not make an exception, or when to change, when not to change. So Prabhupada said this requires intelligence. That is Brahmana who knows what to do and how to implement the principle of Krishna consciousness. Brahmanas should dedicate their life for the principle of Brahma Jigyasa. That was highlighted by you very, very nicely. If Brahmanas are meant to start focusing on anything else other than Brahma Jigyasa, and that will, we have seen in the history that has led to the downfall of the Brahmana class also. Whenever one feels confused, they should go back to the fundamentals and reiterate why they came to Krishna consciousness and what is the mission of the activity which they are trying to do. That will save them from getting distracted by the temptations of prayer schools. And lastly, before any activity we do, it is very, very important to take blessings of the seniors. If that is not there, then the purpose of doing it is defeated, irrespective of external results.
Thank you for a nice class. So, you gave very nice definition to Shudra, because many people they come here and they ask why is society being divided like this, and why their Shudras are being low categorized. But the Vedic point of view, if you see it's not like that actually. So this is our misconception what we think in that direction. So and many other people who are wanted to dominate, so they mistreated this. But you gave a nice definition. Shudras are very skillful person. They are very good at their art. So it's not like Shudras are meant to be labels. That is this modern way of mentioning Shudras, defining Shudras as labels. But in the Vedic point of view, you see they are very skillful and artful. So they have a lot of skills, they have a lot of talent. So this was a very nice one which I felt. And one more point is whenever we are confused, so we should come back to our fundamentals, basics. So then we should think why I'm here, what is my purpose. Then again we will come back to our main goal. Always when we are confused and we take decisions without any guidance or consulting anything, then it may be leads to a problem.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the nice class. Very appreciate actually. So you mentioned that Brahmanas are deep study of Vedic knowledge. whenever we have, whenever we have a conscious of ultimate good, then only we can solve the purpose. Otherwise, we see it.
Next. Very nice. Class and this point was very nice. And I've heard in Prabhupada lecture the same thing, that when we are bewildered at any point of time, that is the time we should consult a guru or spiritual master. So whenever we are confused with something, so we should consult superiors and then take guidance. And go back to basics, focus on the basic things. And whenever we take some decisions, we should not lose track of the shares or the long-term goal. Sometimes for some things we take decision just seeing the short-term goal in mind. And that can ultimately, like at the end, might not lead to good results. So we should think of the long-term goal and keep the mission on the right side. And and we should also, as you give the example of Dashrath also, so he also consulted all the members in the assembly, even though he knew that Lord Rama was supposed to be the king or should be the king. So we should always consult, like the Kshatriyas should always consult the Brahmanas, because they are the guiding principles, like they tell how the Shastras have to be followed. And that's all.
गवर्नमेंट से हमेशा सिंपल रहते हैं मेरे वैसे और अगर कोई भी डिसीजन ले रहे हैं तो सीनियर से पहले बात करके फिर डिसीजन लेना चाहिए कितना भी हम एक्सपर्ट के So you told like the principle behind the instruction, and you given the example of providing the white trees, like the Brahmana should put the proper principle in the practical implementation. That is very nice point. And like everyone is told like taking the blessings of senior when you are doing any kind of projects or something. So then it will be like the serve the purpose, then otherwise it will be sense gratification. And third point you told like regarding the population, like purpose behind it, so how like Brahma is making. I have little doubt here, like before that one the populations when they created by the world, so that times the population is like Brahma told to create the population, but in this Kali Yuga the population is not called as some unwanted population. Why I am telling this unwanted population? Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj is told, like if I will go for Mary, then I will beg it that all the people should be Krishna conscious child. Then only I will go for Mary. Even if I will be marry for 100 wives or 100 children also, then I will go for that population. If not, then I will not go for that. Why?
Can you explain the question?
It's a question to Prabhuji.
Okay. So you told like regarding the population. So population, like Brahma in the initial stage he told like go and create the populations. So Brahma is creating the populations. But in this Kali Yuga, the practical things, I am thinking this population is not called as some unwanted population. Because why I am telling is like the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, one lecture I heard, like, he told like if all my childs, if I will go for Mary, if all my childs, even my 100 childs also, will be Krishna consciousness, then I will go for Mary. Otherwise, no. Why so?
Okay. It is the same purpose that Brahmaji was. It is nothing different. क्या होता है कि मैं हिंदी बोलूँ? आसान है, मत समझने कि ब्रह्मा जी का गोल था, मिशन था कि दुनिया को पॉपुलेट करना, दुनिया को जीवों से भरना. And with that, what he was achieving, the jivas which are slept or maybe they are dormant in the Vishnu's body, they will get their chance to take their positions as per their karmas. उनके कर्म के अनुसार उनको अपने अपना शरीर मिले. तो और वो शरीर प्राप्त करने के बाद उनको धीरे धीरे चांस they get a chance to progress or graduate or elevate themselves into Krishna. So ये पर्पस था ब्रह्मा जी का. So और उसमें भी अल्टीमेटली पर्पस है कि we have to make them, we have to उनको एजुकेट educate करके they have to liberate them. That is the purpose why this whole world is created. ठीक है. And when you talk about Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, he also talking into same terms. His statement was कि if I can make my children 100% Krishna conscious, then I am ready to marry 100 times. है ना? Otherwise, I don't want to get into that entanglement. Otherwise, it's just simply kind of, making the burden. है ना? So same way, if your purpose of the whole creation is to make people make people realize, or maybe they will make them, bring them to Krishna, they will give them a chance to come to Krishna consciousness. For that purpose, this whole world is made. If you forget that purpose and simply populate the universe, if you forget that goal and simply अरे बस बच्चे पैदा करने हैं, क्रिकेट टीम बनानी है, so then it is a defeat. We are losing the purpose behind it. अगर बच्चे पैदा करेंगे और उनको भक्ति नहीं सिखाएंगे, मेरे बच्चे देखो IIT में चला गया है भैया, बट भक्ति कितना करता है? How much is doing devotional activity? How much is good into the science of Krishna consciousness? Even if he is talented, or even if you are given a good kind of education to their children, all these things, but you didn't give a Krishna consciousness to him, it is lost. Yeah? So that's what I think these both statements are in the same line only. Bhakti Thakur's line and Brahmaji's, just that example that we saw, the idea of stress and placebo, that is the same line. उसमें कोई contrast नहीं है. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद जय।